All right, here we are. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the entrepreneurs, the stay-at-home moms and pops, the retirees. Shout out to my Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, delivery driver, long distance truck drivers. Shout out to my brother Troy Star Trucking Blogs on YouTube. Go support my brother's channel. That's Troy Star's Trucking Blogs. Tell him SoFlo TV sent you. Manners and respect to each and every clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. All right, you deserve the utmost respect. Morning. Who's that? Kella C1. Thank you for being here, Kella. Kella says, Grand Rising, SoFlo, Brains and the Morning Thoughts family. And like a phoenix, we rise up, up, up. Pardon my green screen. I'm about to do some filming today. Reaction videos and these kind of things, music review videos, and we were putting the green screen in place. It does itch up there, but we're gonna leave it there for the live. It's not up, it shouldn't be a problem, right? All right, so we got a couple things to talk about this morning. Let me hail up some people before I go any further. Let me at least hail up the first 10 people out of respect. So who's that? Kella C1. Thank you for being here. Miss Goldie Robinson, Cynthia Gooding, Sasha, so cool. Rising Phoenix, Sash, Pat McCarthy, Sir Alfred Benjamin, up, manners and respect, and thank you for being here. Gavin B. and Claudia Williams, thank you all for being here this morning. All right. Dre Sebastian, Claudia Williams, Blue, Nicole Bazar, thank you for being here. I hope all is well. Darky 35 and Gaza Ricardo, up. All right, here we go. So we're going to have this discussion this morning. We're going to talk about the little thing that happened. But first, let me clear the air about a video I did yesterday. The video I did yesterday about Struggle, the brother named Struggle. I pinned the comment in the comment section. It was a video about a Jamaican guy who is based in Florida, and he killed his girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend rather, in front of the police. So the police was on the scene, as the story goes, because they were called to a domestic violence situation, and they responded. When they got to the building, Struggle was there in the parking lot, and the female was in the parking lot. According to the police report, as the police said, "Hey, miss, come this way," as the police said that, out of nowhere, here is Struggle. Bow, bow, shoots her in front of the police. So the police did the next best thing. Pulled his own gun and shot. Struggle ended up dead, and the female ended up dead from what Struggle did to her. Did that story yesterday, and the backstory behind it, you can go watch the video for that. However, the picture that I used is a picture that was sent to me by a certain source. I've seen that picture somewhere else as well, thinking it's good. They're credible. Trusted them. And I still do. I have one or two crazy people in the comment section, take my brother picture down or take my cousin picture down. We don't have to go through any drama, okay? Here is what I said. My number is available. I left it in the comment section, pinned it so they saw it. When that person who you call your brother or cousin FaceTimes me and they look like Struggle, then I will take the picture down. Until then, it is the picture that we're using, and we have had many other people confirm that they have known this guy from childhood days and from recently as well. And yes, SoFlo, you do have the right picture. That is him. I work with the girl, all kind of things. So me now take down the picture till Struggle call me. Now, in the event that it is not so, I am not a child. I am a grown man, so I don't have a problem with coming and taking the picture off or blurring the image out and changing the icon. If I am contacted, my phone ring on WhatsApp, we go FaceTime, Mr. Rotted, I struggle this. Struggle, manners and respect, my brother, and I apologize for using a picture. You obviously are alive, and I got this one wrong. The story is still true. However, this is the picture that we were given. So here what? I'm going to remove your picture, and I apologize for anything that goes along with it. Big man thing. No problem. Stop stalking my channel with this. You're still not taking the picture down. I'm screenshotting everything. Screenshot it for what? Screenshot it all you want. The picture is up there. Screenshot ain't gonna do anything, okay? I have a disclaimer and a way to contact me. And you know, so yesterday I made sure I kept my phone volume all the way high and kept the phone. Usually I would leave my business phone someplace and then be asking, y'all see my phone? Y'all see my phone? Yesterday I kept that phone on me close by all day because I was waiting for whoever called, FaceTime me so I could take the people and picture down. I'm not one of those kind of people. You can reach me. This is not a have your people call my people and then we'll meet up at. That's not this. You can call me directly if it's about something like that. All right. So I could get that out of the way. Manners and respect. Shadow 979, big up yourself and thank you. Here we are on this glorious morning. It is Thursday and I have a lot going on today and I'm sure so do you. Let's talk about this video of the shooting of this female. She's 16 years old. So have you seen the video yet? I need about 10 answers in the comment section so I know that at least somebody who I'm talking to in this audience has seen the video. Have you seen the video of the police shooting of the 16-year-old girl as yet? All right, Rising Phoenix says yes. Gaza Nation KOD says yes. Monique Thompson says no. Okay, Monique, my description is going to be very graphic, so who has not seen it, you should be able to visualize. Sash says yes. So there's a couple of people here who have not seen it. The wider audience has seen it. All right. There's quite a few no's. There are quite a few no's here. Many yeses. So majority of us have seen it. For those of you who have not seen it, I am not going to play it here. Should I? I'm not going to play it here. Go and watch the video that I put up on my other channel, which is Brainflow TV. See, Brainflow TV was established to do topics that have nothing to do with the Caribbean, right? So on SoFlow TV, you know, I mostly cover like Jamaican stuff, even though I weave other things into the material. But Brainflow TV is about stuff outside of Jamaica, mainly US stuff and American culture. So I was born in Jamaica, raised in the US. So I was trying to find a way to balance my life because I can't just talk about Jamaica stuff all the time like I'm in Jamaica 24/7. I can talk about stuff where I'm at too, but the problem is some people don't relate because now this shooting gone, you have enough Jamaicans right now that are saying, where I cover that for SoFlow? What I have to do with we? Yeah, a Yankee thing that, a foreign thing that. But they're missing the point that I was raised here as well. So I'm very much Americanized to a certain degree, as much as I'm rooted in my Jamaican roots and culture. Yeah. So saw it on Brainflow TV. Thanks, Miss Goldie Robinson. That video I put up on Brainflow TV actually has the video. All I did was I slowed it down, paused it in some places, and I voiced over it and said what I had to say, reading information that was given from the police department, all these kind of things. So if you haven't seen it, go over to Brainflow TV, you will see it. Let me say this. They have released another part to that video because the police were releasing it in pieces. One of the things that I think they should never be allowed to do is release video in pieces because all it does is stirs up the crowd outside. And we don't have the full story yet. So you have people going against each other. Oh, police killed another black person. Then somebody else is saying, shut up and just wait for the whole video to come out. You know, plus I think that keeping the video for the lengthy period of time they do and releasing it in pieces only gives room for us to say, I wonder if they're holding on to the video because they are doctoring the video to make sure that this police officer walks away. So I think as soon as these things happen, boom, release the whole video to the public. That's just my opinion. If you want to be 100% transparent, you're not hiding anything, why are you splicing the video and releasing it in pieces? All right. Now, which brings me to this. For those of you who haven't seen the video and might not even make it over to Brainflow TV, but you still will, some of you, because you want to see the actual video. The part of the video that we all saw was police arrives on the scene, right? I see the gun in the video. Police arrives on the scene. This happened so fast. It was like literally done. It happened so fast. You arrive on the scene as a police officer, right? And the last thing you saw, or the first thing you see is knife coming at you. Someone is chasing someone else. The person that's chasing them has a knife. Immediately you see someone who's in danger that it is your job to protect, right? You don't have time to think about, is that a steak knife? Is that a butter knife? Is it sharp enough to cause injuries? Is that a 16-year-old girl? You don't have time to think of none of that. All you see in the middle of all that's going on is this person advancing towards you, and this person is running for their life. The girl that fell on the ground, she didn't fall on purpose. She was running for her life. And it seemed like the guy that was there was also beating on her, because he kicked after her face, her head, on camera, with the police there. With the police right there. So you could imagine if the police wasn't there, he probably would have kicked her face in. Anyway, she dives to the ground. She rolls. She does all, we call that cheetah flips. So in the infantry, we say when the shit hits the fan, bullet starts flying everywhere. Yeah, you're going to need to remember some of the stuff you were taught, but you better duck, roll, jump, cheetah flip, do all kinds of shit to get out of the way of bullets. Then you can figure out what to do from there on, right? So she was trying to get away from getting stabbed. She ducked, dived, rolled right up under the police. The girl with the knife clearly missed and went over her and went and grabbed the other girl that was wearing the pink suit. Mid-stab, in the air like this, about to swing it. Shots fired. We know now by the news that it was 4 shots she was hit with in the torso area, and she died. All right. Yes, you have Black Lives Matter movements out on the move again in the streets, and it's a very necessary movement. It's a very necessary movement, but sometimes we have to sit out of some things. And another thing is sometimes we have to take responsibility and not just blame everything on others. This is a clear picture of what it means to now man up, see the role that she played in her own demise, okay? And just accept this for what it is. It's sad. It's sad she's only 16. I read the backstory to it. You go watch the video that I put up on, you know what, for discussion's sake, she was a ward of the state. She is in the foster care system. Okay, now I don't know if her family abandoned her. I know that most children in foster care have some level of issues going on. Whether it's abandonment issues, then they gravitate towards the wrong company because they're looking for acceptance. I mean, what child wouldn't look for acceptance after you've been abandoned by your family? You know, I don't know if her family, mom and dad, are dead, or we don't know that deep of the backstory, but we know that she is from the foster care system. She is or was a ward of the state as well. That's neither here nor there, but it gives a general view of where all this was coming from. It is said that she was the actual person that called for help. She was the one that called the police because she was being jumped. And in the police report, it says that she was asked, she said that there's someone out here with a knife that is also ready to put hands on her, is what it said. So she's calling the police for help. But when the police arrives, she's the one that has the knife, though. They didn't see the other people having a knife, like she said on the phone, getting ready to do something to her. She's the one that had the knife. Did you all see the video clip with the police standing over her? The male police in the white shirt standing over her. Did y'all see that? If you watch that video, you will hear Blue Lives Matter. Now, this is as callous as it gets. This is as callous as it gets. Blue lives matter. I mean, come on. I can jump on any side of this. I can say, yes, blue lives matter. Yes, all lives matter as well. Yes, black lives matter as well. It's all relevant, but we know how they all came about. There were no all lives matter and there were no blue lives matter until we started saying black lives matter. So we know where the rest came from. It is kind of like a taunting. It is kind of like disrespect. It is kind of like when Colin Kaepernick took a knee and they started saying real men stand when the national anthem plays. It's like playing on a man's ego. You're not a real man. Or real Americans stand when the anthem plays. So it's like saying you're not a real American because you're standing, you're kneeling. Or when they said you're disrespecting the troops by taking a knee. In a sense, that itself is a disrespect because they're disrespecting the very reason why you're taking a knee and turning it into something else, right? So it's kind of like the same situation. In this, I will clearly say this. We can't have it both ways. We can't be sitting over here talking about defund the police and F the police and this, that, and other the police, and then you are the first person to call the police when anything happens. And if we having this much drama now, imagine if there were no police at all. You know, we can't police ourselves. Obviously, we cannot police ourselves. Yes, there are some rogue police officers, and I will go on record and say it blatantly because everybody already knows this. It's public information that the police force, and I will even say the military, because of my own personal experience in the military, the police force and the military has been infiltrated by not just people that hold some racist beliefs here and there, but hardcore racist individuals, white supremacist individuals that belong to certain white supremacy organizations. They have made it a point to get into these positions. You understand? So on one end of the spectrum, when people are saying they're not treating us like we're humans and they're not treating us like they treat white people that look like them when they pull up to a scene, it's true. It's true. I saw a statement that said when your skin is considered something like when your skin is considered a weapon, you will never be seen as unarmed. That's deep. When your skin is considered a weapon, you will never be seen as unarmed. That's deep. But at the same time, we have to pay attention to what's really going on, and we can't paint this with a broad brush. You know what I'm saying? We cannot paint this with a broad brush. We have to look at situation for situation for situation. All right. There are a lot of people that are saying, look, man, we've seen a white guy come out with a knife, swinging, stabbing at the police, even telling them, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to kill you. And taking jabs and stabs and swings at the police, right? Not one shot was fired. I agree with you. I see the difference in the way they're treated and the way we are treated. But this was not a stand down situation. She was not standing there with a knife threatening to hurt somebody. She was actively trying to stab people. You know what I'm saying? And I would hope and pray that if that was my daughter that was about to have a knife driven into her body by someone that is outraged for whatever the reason might be, I would hope that someone was there to defend her, because it doesn't take 50 stabs. One stab, hit the right place, done. I've seen a woman was fighting with her boyfriend and she stabbed him and she ran, right? But it was one stab, and he was a punk and he was beating on her, and it was one stab. But the one stab was like one of those kind of thing, like reflex stab. It wasn't like she stand up and was like, hey boy, and stab him up. It's a one stab. She ran and he died. And then she was charged with murder. The one stab so happened to hit the right spot. So I would hope that someone would save my daughter's life. And in that instance, what I saw that police officer did was he saved a life. He took a life, but he saved a life. That's what I saw on the video. It's hard to accept. It's hard to accept because it's easy to go with the crowd. It's easy to keep the narrative going that they keep killing us and this is inhumane and they could have handled it differently. And I have assessed this situation with my 10 years of doing law enforcement in the military and everything else, life experience. I have assessed the situation back and forth. I slowed that video down. I dissected the video. I cut it in pieces. I paused pieces of it. I watched the whole thing. I watched it back full at real-time speed. This wasn't no stand-down situation, man. He didn't have a choice. He was either going to stand there and watch one person stab the other. And then you know what we would have said? We would have said, oh, he stood there and let that girl kill that girl. That's because they don't care about us like that. So he should be charged because he could have done something. That's what police officers get their guns for, right? I mean, come on, it's no clearer than that. She was actively stabbing the girl and he just stood there. So you're damned if you do and you damned if you don't. I've been in the uniform and I've been on the other side. So, man, I'm telling you, it's one of those situations. It's like, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain to someone who hasn't walked through it. I feel sorry for the girl. I feel sad that she has to lose her life at such a young age. If you are defending yourself, though, you see, sometimes, man, the only thing that bugs me the hell out about this whole thing is when I heard, as they were standing over her body, I heard Blue Lives Matter. That irked my damn nerves. Blue Lives Matter as she laid dead on the ground or dying. And also, I didn't see anybody trying to administer any first aid, any like resuscitative, anything to her as she laid there. I mean, it's a teenage girl at the end of the day. We do dumb stuff when we're teenagers, especially if we're teenagers that are in trouble. Like we've been through some things, seen some things too early, been through some harsh experiences. We do stupid stuff when we're teens. I always tell my kids, I said, it's okay to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Just please try not to make a mistake that you cannot recover from. You know, and this is one of the mistakes that she just cannot recover from. She's gone. She's dead. So it's sad, but she contributed to this. She contributed to this. Just like, here it is. Let me show you right quick. Just like the guy that just got shot up in his back because he was out there in the streets with the police. He had a knife. It was a domestic disturbance call again. Remember him recently? And now he's in a wheelchair and he's suing and all this other stuff. Honestly, after watching his situation as well, you had a knife when they got to the scene. They negotiated and talked and you ended up dropping the knife. Okay. After you drop the damn knife, why are you going to your vehicle? Have you forgotten where you are at and who you are dealing with? We can't keep depending on these people to not kill us. You're putting your life in their hands. He was walking away, but he was entering a vehicle. As a law enforcement officer, I saw you at the scene with a knife. What that tells me is you are brave enough to keep that knife in your hand when I am around and I represent authority. Not to mention, you know I can kill you. So obviously you don't care, right? Immediately, that's what registers. So he has a knife. I had to come talk you out of using that knife. Eventually, you throw the knife away. Now I'm telling you, stand right where you're at. Stand right where you're at. Hey, stand right where, and he's following him, right? He goes all the way around the vehicle, goes into the vehicle, dips down like this. As a police officer, you don't know if that Millie Mac is going to come out and he's just going to come up and spray the block. What are you going to do then? Again, they would have said, well, you were on him. You could have done something about it. You really stand there and let that man walk all the way back to the car after he had a knife and pull out that machine gun and lay down those 6 people. Like, you have to think about saving yourself, about saving the public, and all that. You don't know what he was going for in that vehicle. And now he's complaining like they should have, what should have they done? Let you jump in your car and drive away? Jump in your car and use it as a weapon to run over somebody that was standing close by, or run over a 6-year-old 2 blocks down the street because you're trying to get away from me? So they have a lot to think about. And sometimes stuff happens like this. So you can train all you want to, but when stuff goes and starts happening at light speed, it doesn't slow down for the officers and they're able to see it in slow motion and pick and choose. Like I said earlier, is she a girl? Is that a guy? Is she 16? She looks pretty young. What kind of knife is that? Is it a knife that's sharp enough to cause injuries? Oh, it's a butter knife. No, you don't get a chance to do all that. All they saw was swinging. So what's the purpose of a taser? Okay, a taser could be used. In this particular instance, it would have been too late to use a taser. And I'm talking about the girl, the 16-year-old girl. When you watch the video in real time, you will see that. So you pull out your taser, right? And you have 2.2 seconds to hit this person who is moving and grabbing somebody else and stabbing. And you fire and you miss with that taser and hit the car. And by the time you should reel that thing back in, that person already 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stabs right in front of you. You have to think in real time. And we have to be realistic and we have to be rational. We can't just go firing up everything every time because it's not the same case all the time. Sometimes we play a role. Sometimes we play a role. Let me give you another example. It's just like everybody saying, oh, he had no reason to hit her, no reason to touch her, grab her, anything like that. What happened? Man, he grabbed her and he choked the out of her. Oh, he's a woman beater. He's an abuser. Mind you, this is somebody that she probably never met before, right? Giving you a scenario. I've seen these instances before. Here's a woman in a man's face. In public, big slap. Pow! There's one that I watched recently, was a Rasta man. And the lady was classing him up, dirty, nasty Rasta boy. Bow! She slapped the daylights out this man's face. And even with the slap, the Rasta man said to her, like, move, leave me alone, go away. And then he just couldn't take it because she kept, when he pointed in her face, she was like, don't point in my face, and chuck him again, right? And then she got handled. Oh, you're a woman beater, you're an abuser. We contribute sometimes. And we cannot act like we don't see the contribution. Women who never see their contribution to an abusive relationship and keep going around thinking it's the last 4 guys that I dated all had the same problem. It has nothing to do with me. She's going to end up with number 5 being the same damn way, number 6 being the same damn way. You have to figure out where you went wrong. What about you attracts this? So we have to pay attention to how we fit into the equation. We already know they're not playing fair when it comes to us. Don't give them a reason to have to go overboard, because they go overboard in 0.01 second with us, right? And we know this. The wheel have already been set in motion. You're not going to rearrange that or change the direction of that wheel just like that. So what we must do in order to survive is we need to become conscious of how we can put ourselves in these situations. That's how we can minimize these things happening to us. right? Teenager out running, police, come here. They show video. Video shows he's running, it's in the dark, hands in his pocket, raises his hands up when the police said, stop. And the police fires. It's in the dark. It's barely lit. Police kills another black teen. Something. Everybody is out again. Oh my God, I'm sick of this shit. They can't keep doing this. And nobody is saying, where the hell is his parent or his parents? Where are his parents? He's a teenager. Why is he out in the streets in the middle of the night, in dark alleys, police chasing you? Shouldn't you be in bed somewhere? You should have done homework after you got home from school, did your chores, got your ass in bed because you have to get up to go to school in the morning, whether it's online school or whatever. But we're not looking at that. It's like watching us not take responsibility is just as painful as watching us go down when they do us dirty and it's really not called for. Watching us not take responsibility. And the reason why watching us not take responsibility is painful is because I know that once that mindset sets in, somebody else is going to think that, well, I could get away with the same thing because they didn't have no right to. Don't do it. We have to start to take responsibility. We have to start to point the finger in the right direction at times. Something was very wrong over there. She's 16. Where was she at? Who was she around? Where are her legal guardians? What type of situation is she in to where she has to run down people and stab them up? Like, this didn't just happen like that. These aren't strangers that she just met and they came to fight her. Something led to something, and we are involved whether we want to believe it, know it, or not, and to some degree responsible. Now, I'm not saying that we are responsible for police killing us, because I know some people are short in understanding and reasoning, so they'll go away and say that stupidness. SoFlo said, are we responsible for police killing? Don't do that, because that's not what I'm saying. When they're wrong, they're wrong, and I'll point out when they're wrong. But when they're not wrong, I have to point out that they're not wrong, and I have to make us see where we went wrong, as in where she went wrong, as in where that brother went wrong. Right? Relative with Dre House says, yo, SoFlo, give me the link on the WhatsApp number, group number. The WhatsApp group is full, fam. You can't get in. It's at max capacity. You cannot get in. Somebody else said, SoFlo, make some money off this, monetize the platform, go over to Patreon, and then you can share all these things. The last time I tried Patreon was about 2 years ago, and I was not allowed to upload the materials that I wanted to upload. So the WhatsApp chat room is the best way. I mean, I don't make no money off it, but those 279 people that are in there, they're from my platform. And at least when I do lives like these, and I say, hey, you want to see the girl, the police officer woman who did something, they can be like, yeah, we see it, because I shared it to the chat room. Right? So that's what the chat room was created for, and it's full. I wish I could have every single person in there, and I wish it was unlimited, because half of the stuff I talk about, I actually have footage for them, but we can't share those stuff because YouTube has changed. Yes, Jojo Bless, we need to take responsibility. At some level, we play a role. It's like a man that we keep on, I say, the girl them keep on, I use me out, I not trust no girl and don't trust them girl. And then when you dig into his life, you find out that he is 54 and he's been running after 25 and lower in age for the last how many years. And every time him get one, him spend out the whole lot of money upon them. Well, you're 54 and she's 24. Did you think she came to stay? What future did you think she was planning with you? I mean, realistically, these things happen, and some people make it through these kind of relationships, but more than likely, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? Then you ask him, so how come you never like date, you know, somebody more closer to your age group and thing? Maybe a woman where have our things together already. You keep on picking up these young girls where they're barely out of school. They don't even have anything, no pot to piss in, window to throw it through, nothing. What you think? She want things from you, right? He can't see that. Woman wicked. I just wicked the girl, them wicked. Like, we have to take responsibility. Somewhere we play a role. In this particular case with this girl, I feel bad for her, man. I mean, she got hit. Boom, 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 boom. Dead. Dead. I don't know who said. I was looking for the video, but I saved so many clips to do my reaction videos later. It's buried in here. I'm still searching my saves. I don't know who said yesterday. You know what? I don't know who said the Blue Lives Matter thing when she was laying on the ground. But whoever said that, if it's that cop, I think he needs to be held accountable for that. He needs to be held accountable for that. And like I said, I'm not against Blue Lives Matter. I'm not against White Lives Matter. I'm not against All Lives Matter. I do believe Blue Lives Matter. I do believe White Lives Matter. I do believe All Lives Matter. I do believe Black Lives Matter. But like someone really put it that has sense, he said, all lives matter. Yes, I get that. Just like in my neighborhood, all houses matter. But it's the house that's on fire that we call the fire truck for. It's the house on fire that we ask to turn the water hose on to douse the fire so our neighbor's house doesn't get burnt down flat, right? Right. So by saying Blue Lives Matter and this life matter and that life matter, all you're doing is taking that fire hose off of the house that's on fire and putting it on your perfectly good house that's not on fire at all. You just wetting up the house, washing down the driveway, watering the grass, while the house next door is on fire. So that's my perception of all that. And I think it was out of place. It was callous. And I think they're trying to send a message. Just like when Derek Chauvin kneeled on George Floyd's neck, a lot of people missed that message. The kneeling was significant. The kneeling is significant. Remember that badge that the Queen gave to the Governor General of Jamaica? Y'all remember that? If you don't know about it, go look it up. It's a badge. They wear it. Andrew wears one. Governor General wears it. We live in the world of technology now, so everybody has Zoom. This is not back in the day where you needed a long scope. So somebody zoomed in one day and it caused a ruckus. What the hell is this? Is this a white person dressed as an angel kneeling on the neck of a black man? And this is on our leaders. So that kneeling, don't think that kneeling just came out of nowhere. That kneeling is a powerful statement. So when Colin took a knee, that was their response. And like I said, the forces, police force, security forces, military has been infiltrated by hardcore racists. Not just people who have a little bit of racist ideology, hardcore racists. And some of them have made it their point to kill at least one before their career is over. They've taken an oath. So when he kneeled on George Floyd's neck, it was that same knee in response to you kneeling when that damn anthem was playing. You're going to stand for my anthem. You know what? And pardon my language, but fuck your knee. This is what kneeling looks like. And kneeled in that man's neck. Why didn't he restrain a white person the same way? Because the message would not have been the same. The message would not have gotten to the group of people that he wanted the message to get to. He got to other people before in traffic. He pulled white people out of their cars before, pulled them over, took them out of their car, arrested them. Not one of them got him kneeling on their neck long enough to kill them. So he was sending a direct message. And if you watch back that video, It was the defiance in his face that was saying, I know he's dying. I don't give a shit. I'm killing him in front of you. Fuck your knee. It was that blatant. It was that blatant. So like I said before, man, I feel sorry for the young girl, but she definitely contributed. Now, if there's anybody here who believes that that young girl did not contribute, or if you think that the police should have handled that moment a different way, please say it in the comment section. What different way could the police have handled this? Because now we're talking about solutions, right? What different way could the police have handled this, in your opinion? And if you believe that she did not play a role in her demise, please answer me why you think she did not play a role. I already said my piece. So let me see what the comment section is saying. Good morning, watching you all the while, but it's the first time I joined your chat. Thanks for what you are doing. You made us proud. Karen folks, thank you so much. You know, yesterday I went to the store, and as I was coming back across the street, first of all, I saw a car. I can spot the Jamaican flag, or most times a Caribbean person, because Caribbean people walk differently. Don't take my word for it. Just go out there and observe. So I seen this lady leave the car, and I don't know why I said that lady's a Jamaican, or if she's not, she's from the Caribbean. But I kept walking, coming back out of the store. I saw this gray vehicle with a Jamaican flag in it, and she ended up going to the vehicle. Before I could get to my vehicle, she drove down, and I heard, "Thank you so much, God bless you." And I paused, and she was like, "Never come round. I have to come round, come bless you." And she drove into the parking space where I was about to get in my car, and she said, "Thank you for what you do. God bless you. God cover you and your family. You keep me going when I'm at work," because of the hours that she works and all that. I'm not turning back no good prayer, right? And that is a blessing for someone to even acknowledge me in that kind of a way, because it's easy to be irrelevant. It's easy to be irrelevant. So manners and respect, blessings upon you, man, and each and every one of you that treat this like that. You know, I appreciate it greatly. It validates what I do and why I put the time into what I do. Now, the Jamaican FTJ says she called the police because they came to her house to jump her, and she was protecting herself until they got there. And the moment they got there, they jumped out of the car and shot her immediately. Okay, so if you come to my house to jump me, I will lock myself inside the house and I will call the police, because my other option is I would shoot you off my lawn and off my front step. I'm just telling you, right? And I already know, because I went to the classes and I know the gun laws. I know that I would probably be in the wrong, because that could have been a pizza delivery man that got the wrong address. That could have been something else, but I am locking myself in my house. This is why I say take responsibility. I am locking myself in my house. I am at home. You came to jump me? Okay. 911. Yep, there are some very violent people outside my house. One's brandishing a knife. They're standing at my door right now. They're threatening to hurt me. They're using expletives. One says he's going to fuck me up. There's a guy here that's threatening to punch me in my face. I will go off on the phone until the police gets there, right? I'll go as far as, I don't know what he keeps lifting up his shirt and showing me. I think that's a gun. If they start shooting in here, we have other kids in here. Please hurry. You have the option to do that. This is why I encourage my audience, man, to act within the confines of the law. You see, when you act within the confines of the law, I promise you, man, and I tell you this, and I promise you, if I pull it out, and if I have to use it, you know what I'm talking about. If I pull it out and I have to use it, you're going to be in for a treat, because I'm going into every friggin' training that I ever learned, right? So I'm not going to run. And the reason why I don't have to throw away what I used and run is because it's perfectly legal. It's registered to me. I'm trained to use it, and I'm using it within the confines of the law. So, you know, if you run upon Donna, she had every right to do this differently, and she didn't. She didn't. Don't forget, When you call the police and tell the police there's a man here with a knife that's ready to hurt me, and then you are a man, and when the police comes, they see you running with a knife, you didn't FaceTime the police. They don't have time to match identity and say, well, that's the person that called for help, though, so I'm not going to shoot. Hey, stop with the knife. No, you're in mid-swing trying to stab somebody up. All they know is they got a call. Somebody out here with a knife trying to hurt me, said you're going to put hands on me, blah, blah, blah. Stay in your house. Stay in your damn house and call the police. Right? Okay. Sashika Morrison says, come on, man. SoFlo, come on, man. He didn't have to shoot to kill. You see, I love having these discussions, and I really, truly believe that the universe puts you through, or the creator puts you through certain things to get you prepared for another level. Because my level that I'm giving you this at is I'm pulling from experience where I've been places and done things that majority of you in here have not, and probably never will. So let me explain it to you like this. SoFlo, come on, please. He did not have to shoot to kill. What do you want him to do? Shoot in the air? Warning shot? Bow, bow, bow. That's what you wanted him to do? So you waste time shooting in the air, warning shot. The 3 seconds it took you to shoot in the air, warning shot, count to 3. We do it like this in the military. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And if you watch that to a clock, every time you say a 1,000, it actually clicks 1. So as accurate as you could get, I can stab you about 6 to 7 times in that 3 seconds it's going to take him to raise that gun and shoot in the air. He can't shoot this way. There were people around. What if he shot and say, I don't want it to be a fatal shot, so I'm going to shoot her in the leg. And he shoots in the leg and the friggin' bullet goes ricocheted off some part of that vehicle, hits a little 6-year-old that's somewhere close by in the face. That is why they are trained to neutralize the threat as quickly as possible. That's it. Neutralize the threat as quickly as possible. Now, granted, they use that on us more than anybody else, because I've seen them many times very in threatening situations where I would have used deadly force, but they never do. Especially, you know, it's a white person dealing with a white person. But at the same time, there's no way to handle this. No way he could have shot to not kill. What are you going to shoot? Anywhere I shoot you on you, you can die. So when you say he could have shot but shoot to not kill, where was he going to shoot? If I hit you in your thigh and I hit a femoral artery, you're going to bleed out faster than if I hit you in the chest or the stomach. If I'm standing over here aiming for an arm is small and it's moving. You're not that good and you don't have time. So come with the questions and the theories and let me see if I can answer them to the best of my ability. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, but trust that I'm speaking from a place of, I know this. You know, a 6-inch moving target is a crazy shot. Yeah, and I would like to see, Everfrost, I would like to see the marksman expert that is going to hit that 6-inch moving target from that distance. You will end up shooting other people, bullet ricochet off stuff, hit people that have nothing to do with nothing, babysitting 2 houses over, watching one of those cartoon shows. Next thing, bullet flies through window, hits baby head. Pauline Williams says, so how about the man who had killed 2 cops and went to get a rifle when reinforcements arrived? They didn't shoot to kill, just shot in the leg and got arrested. I don't know. I can't explain how. Like I said many times so far, you know, they deal with certain situations different, and each situation is a different situation. We can't paint this with a broad brush. Each situation is a different situation. Right now, people are caught up in their feelings and their emotions because of the chain of events that have been happening. In that same place where that girl, that 16-year-old girl was killed, there's another story of a man, a black man that's a licensed firearm holder, right? He's out walking, it's late. Officer from Fugitive Task Force. You know, when you're on America's Most Wanted, they go looking for you. This man is roaming the neighborhood where this guy is. It's printed in the paper, and he said, that's why if you watch the video on Brainflow TV, I give you all those stories in that one video. So anyhow, words were exchanged and shots were fired. He shot the guy 4 times in his midsection again, only to find out that one, this guy does not fit the description of who they were looking for, and it definitely was not him. And 2, yes, he did have a gun on him, but it was not pulled. And he had legal papers to carry that weapon, but he's dead. So all these situations have been happening in that same place where this girl just got killed. So people are on edge. And they're like, oh man, not again. This again? But we have to put things in context. Every situation is not the same. Jamaica First says this been happening for over 500 years. They won't stop. Well, we ain't talking about that. I get what you're saying about how they, you know, the ones who are rogue treat us when we interact. I get that. I don't think we can change them. However, each situation is different. Each situation is different. Police reform needed, always. When y'all ask for police reform, what are you asking for exactly? Nina Sky, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yesterday, I didn't shout out the people who gave some donations. I usually like to shout them out because they usually have a comment that goes above all other comments. So Everfrost says there is no way any one of them did not see the 4 or 5 cops on the scene. She literally waited till the cops came to attack the 2 girls. Thank you. Even that I said in the video on Brainflow TV. There is no way, because if you watch the video, you will see that there were multiple cop cars lined up right there. So at what point do you lose your mind and you're like, man, I'm gonna stab you up in front of police? And the police is supposed to do what? Just stand there and watch? I did a video yesterday about struggle, the youth named Struggle that killed the girl in front of the police. And somebody has the nerve in the comment section to say, oh, but you're not going to talk about how the police them would have not killed him if he was white? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? The police is called to a domestic disturbance. They come outside, they see a girl in an apartment building complex. She is out there distraught. The police jumps from his vehicle. He says, hey, ma'am, walk this way towards me. As a police officer, and the girl starts to walk towards you, and next thing you hear is bam, 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 and you realize that she just got shot, and you see who did it. What are you supposed to do? Take cover, hide, pretend you don't have a gun and it's not your job to kill him? Let's be blunt. To kill him, because that's your job. If he was brave enough to kill her in front of you, what do you think his next move is going to be? His next move is either going to be he's shooting at me, or he's going to do one of those. Either suicide by cop or suicide by himself. That's the next thing that's coming. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't understand until you walk that walk. It's like a split second to decide. She contributed. Juno Bryant says, my son is a U.S. Marshal. He said that they're trained to shoot at the biggest part of the body. They don't shoot in foot or arms. Yes, that's all military. That's all law enforcement personnel, to include military as well as local police. No one is trained to shoot, and common sense would tell us why. Try hitting this arm, and it's moving like this. Try hitting that with a weapon from a couple of feet away. More than likely, you're going to miss multiple times, waste rounds, hit other people that had nothing to do with what was going on, that kind of stuff. Try hitting this, That's a huge target. All this. So you follow that red shirt wherever it goes and you do controlled pairs. It's not pop, one shot. I don't know if my one shot connected. It's to neutralize the threat. That is why they shoot in controlled pairs. It's going to be pop, 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 pop. And if the threat seems like it continues, you will hear pop, 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 pop. Like that, but it's controlled pairs. So they're not shooting at the arms and legs, and why could they have not shot some other part of it? It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Gully Goddess 17 Coke says, in doomsday, we never know people have time for nonsense. Boy, we are living in those times. You know what I'm saying? Pauline Williams says, so how about the man? Okay, we went through her comments. Let me go back down here. I thanked Nina Sky already, and I'll thank you again. I appreciate you greatly. Sandra McLeod says, taser. Never see a foot-shaped shooting target. A gun show. It's not going to happen. Taser. I asked the question, when you ask for police reform, what is it that you are expecting? What do you think should be done in police reform? No against. 4 shots was excessive though. Hey, 4 shots is what it took to stop what was perceived as a threat. See, you got to understand, man. Once you shoot, you can't stop and shoot again. There are certain things that are covered under like Geneva Convention. For instance, if I hit a room and I'm running through the room and I'm running through the room with a 4-man team, right? If I hit somebody, pop, pop, and he falls, in order for me to make it justifiable, I have to hit pop, 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 pop. Once I pass that person, I can't come back around. Because now it's an execution. Because now you're waiting. What are you doing? You're waiting for the person to die? Oh, he's moving. Shoot him again. Pop. People are going to be out there screaming, no, no, he's not a threat anymore. You already shot him 4 times. But you don't know if that person that you just shot 4 times has a gun. Again, I'm going to use a mini-Mac as an example somewhere on them. This is not somebody you searched thoroughly. They can take 4 shots and decide, I'm going to roll over like this, like I'm hurting, pull that shit out, and I'm going to roll back this way and let it off. Brrr. What are you going to do? You shoot till your target stops moving. That's training. And it saves lives. If it don't save the life of the person who got the shots, it's saving the lives of the officers, because trust me when I tell you, the first priority out there on the line is that officer's life. I don't care what they tell you. I make you my first priority. None of them are jumping in front of a bullet for you. The first priority is their life. Everybody out there wants to make it home to their wife, wants to make it home to their husband, wants to make it home to their children. So you could get up in the morning and have breakfast with babe again. So you can hug and kiss your kids one more time and all this. So they're not out there to assess the situation in the middle of it going down that fast. In this particular situation, a taser would not have worked. The only way a taser would have worked is if this was a standoff situation. And when they got there, she was standing there with the knife in her hand, and they were saying, drop the knife, drop the knife. You see in those situations when they do that, and then they shoot, that I call murder, because they could have used bean bags, they could have used tear gas, they could have used taser, they could have used rubber bullets, they could have used water hose, they could have used a dog. You see how many things they could have used? And the list goes on and on. But in that particular situation with the girl, there was no time to think. That was fast. And you have to think life or death. Like that quick, life or death. Am I gonna save this girl that's about to, I see a big shiny object that looked like, yo, look at the thumbnail for this video. Do you see the size of that knife? That wasn't no little pen knife. So was she inside the house when she called? Because I'm sure she wasn't outside in the middle of a fight when she pulled out her cell phone and was like, 911, 911, I'm getting beat up. I'm sure she was in the house when she called. There's some people out here that's trying to hurt me, put hands on me. One of them got a knife. That was her phone call. And then she put the phone down and she picked up a knife. You know what? Somebody said it in the comment section earlier. You see, when you're young, you do stupid stuff sometimes, right? Somebody said in the comment section earlier, and it's very true. Check it. She probably thought, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna stab one of these MRFers. I'm gonna stab who I can stab, but I'm gonna make it justified because I made a report first. So I'm gonna call the police and tell the police they out here to hurt me. Then I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna handle this. That's when you're young, dumb, and full of, you know what, as we say. She thought that's what it was gonna be. Just so happens that she reported someone with a knife trying to harm someone, and when they came, they saw someone with a knife trying to harm someone. It was just bad that it was her that they saw. Right? Aisha Samuel says, my stepfather part a fight with one individual, have a knife, and he ended up getting one stab to the lungs. Exactly. Exactly. People go in there all the time and talk about, look how much people stand up around here, why someone don't part it. Why are y'all letting them do each other like this? And y'all sitting here like it because we not jumping in the middle. I'm not walking away or laying there with a knife in the middle of my chest to stop two people from going at it. I'm doing what I tell everybody else to do. 911. Hello? Yes, y'all need to send some units over here quickly. There's a girl out here with a big ass knife, and she is running after this other girl. Yep, we're on 17 and 53rd. Yes, sir. Right in front of the liquor store, Harvey's liquor store. Correct. I'm out here. I'm watching it go down. That's all you have to do. Don't go in there trying to break up nobody's scuffle and you end up dead. We live in a different world. People will stab you or shoot you because you're trying to calm them down. Oh, like we haven't seen it. It happened recently, right? And yesterday there was another father-son shooting. Father shot his son, and this father is a Jamaica Constabulary Force officer or police officer. But we saw that with Royal Knight recently, right? With his father's altercation with the employee, and he trying to be a stand-up person, saying, don't deal with her, so daddy, no right. You're wrong. Where did daddy have a bad day? You saw what happened. I'm not jumping in the middle of nobody's fit of rage. He jumped in the middle of his dad's fit of rage. What did he get? A kick. And then he tried to hold the foot that was kicking him, which is natural reflex, and got shot. His own dad. The man even walked over and kicked him in his head after he shot him. His own dad. Don't play with people with a knife. Life is not a video game. Nat Glow Up says she should have stayed in. Don't go giving them reason to shoot. Prevention better than cure. Exactly. Stayed in the house. So let me end this video because we're at the top of the hour. And my little man, Kai Kai, has a doctor's appointment today. I don't know if his mom is going to vlog about it or tell something about it on her videos. Because sometimes, you know, we're normal people living normal life, going through human experiences. And sometimes we find resources that our audience members don't, or our children are going through similar situations and we get help somewhere that some other audience member is going through and they don't know where to go, that kind of stuff. So Kai's going in today for foot surgery. So we got to take him in today. It's going to be a hell of a day because Kai is a fighter. When I tell you Kai is a fighter, he's a fighter. So I'm going to have to go hold my baby down so somebody can do something to his foot. But we'll talk about that later on. Got that appointment coming up. And let me end the video right now by saying this. Shorty should have stayed in the house, call the police, wait for the police to get there, and handle it from there. They could have pressed trespassing charges. She could have taken out a protection order. She would have had them in the system, their names on the books, in case anything happens down the road. She was young. She handled it wrong. She made a mistake. She paid with her life. That is where we're at. And it's a hard truth to swallow, but that is what it is. All right? Stop yelling police, that police, this, because I guarantee you, when the caca hits the fan, you're going to be calling police. I'm going to leave it right there for now. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning, which will be Friday, where we go live. Let's make it really spicy tomorrow. So leave in the comment section under this video some topics you would like for us to cover tomorrow morning on the Friday live. We have to spice up the Friday live. You know, it's going to be Friday, end of the week. All right. So with that said, blessings, and I'll catch you all later. I'm out. Peace.